Hi, welcome to another 10x leadership video. This week I'm going to show you a trick to help you make decision making easier and faster. See you after the break. As I say, this week I'm going to talk you through a trick that I've used many times for helping make decisions. You're still going to have to do a load of work and all the right considerations, but it's a good way of working through decision making that should make it faster and easier. So let's get into it. So this is Kai, and Kai's a leader in an organisation, and he's been agonising over two separate decisions. The first one, decision A, is about improving the efficiency of his department, and what he's decided is that he really needs to restructure that department, and that's going to mean getting rid of some roles, redistributing responsibilities. But because it's about getting rid of some of the roles, there's going to be some layoffs and some significant changes in the team and the team dynamics. So I think you'll agree that's quite a significant decision to make. The other decision, decision B, I say completely separate decision, but he's also decided that he wants to trial a new project management tool, and that's going to better manage the department's costs, the projects themselves, and it should get productivity back on track. And again, that's also a really significant decision. The thing is, though, that decision A, and this is the trick. Decision A really needs careful consideration, and what Kai should do in this case is think of this decision as a one-way door. And the reason it's a one-way door is because the decision can't easily be undone. And the reason for that is because there are substantial long-term impacts here. As I said, this is Kai deciding to restructure, getting rid of some roles. So that's going to have an impact on people's lives in his team. It's going to have an impact on the organisation. It's going to have an impact on the dynamics of the team. That could have an impact on the morale of the team as well. So the trick with these types of decisions is to think of them as a one-way door, because there are long-term impacts. And just as you can see in this diagram here, the left-hand side, if you follow that, follow it from the dot at the top through the decision point, he's decided to go left on this one and make the decision that he's made. And that little triangle there is a sort of that's the one-way door. Once you're through that, it's really, really difficult to come back. And because of that, one-way door decisions require very, very careful consideration. So you shouldn't rush into those decisions. You should really think long and hard about them, and are there alternatives that would be better and easier. So that's one-way door decisions. Let's have a look at the other decision he made. This one is also a significant decision that's going to have a difference, but this is really a two-way door decision. So a decision that can be undone if needed, with no substantial long-term impacts. So as you can see, the decision was to trial a new project management tool, and of course that's not without effort, it's not without impact. It's going to be hard to do, and it's going to take quite a lot of time and potentially cost. But the good thing about a two-way door decision is that if you realise you've made a mistake, just as you can see illustrated in this green path this time on the diagram, if you go down the green path, you turn right at that diamond decision point, and then you get to the bottom. If things aren't working out, if it's a two-way door decision, you can always reverse what you've done and go back to the start and take the alternative route. And in this case, just for clarity, the alternative route isn't decision A, because that's a completely separate decision. The alternative decision to this might just be using a different project management tool, or even just going back to the project management tool that Kai has been using in his team already. That might be exactly the right decision. They might try something else, realise it's no better, or in fact it's worse than it was before, and they decide to go back. So two-way door decisions can be made more easily as they are reversible, and you need to use less caution, of course, with two-way door decisions than you would with one-way door decisions. So the trick really, as you're going through your day-to-day work, I mean, it doesn't even have to be work related, does it? It could be life, could be financial decisions, could be all sorts of different things in your life, is to consider whether they are a one-way door or a two-way door decision as you are, as you're looking at them and analysing them. And if it's a one-way door decision, as we've seen, because you can't reverse those and it will have substantial long-term impacts, then you really need to think carefully about making that decision, going through that door, because once it's shut behind you, really there's no coming back. So, when you're sitting there talking to your team, thinking about, well, what do I do, or what do we do in this situation? Think about, is it a one-way door or a two-way door? If it's a two-way door decision, again, you need to apply some caution, you need to analyse the situation and make sure that it's the right sort of decision for you and your organisation. But because it's a two-way door, it's much more forgiving. It doesn't need as long to consider these sorts of decisions, which is where the trick comes in, I suppose, because you can make these decisions much more rapidly. And I found myself, agonising, as Kai has here, over, a decision, or thinking, well, I'm not sure what to do here. And, you could be tempted to go off and say, well, can I have some more analysis? Can we do some more modelling? A whole load of things that help you make a decision. But actually, if you just stop and think for a second and think, wait a minute, is this a one-way door decision or a two-way door? If it's a two-way door, you don't need to do as much analysis. You don't need to agonise quite so much. You can fly through those doors with a bit more pace, because if it's the wrong decision, you can always go back and fix it. And sometimes that just frees up the decision-making process. It streamlines it. And I say, if it's a two-way door, you can then go back and revisit it. So that's it for this week's video. I hope that's a useful trick. I certainly find it useful, and I frequently use it. As I say, if it's a one-way door decision, be really careful about it. Make sure you spend lots of time deciding, consulting others. Two-way door, you can, like I say, fly through, but you can certainly go through that much more rapidly and worry less about the implications, because you can always go and reverse it. As ever, if you like this video, if you like the channel, subscribe, comment, let me know what you think of this video, let me know whether it works for you. Tell your friends, tell your colleagues, share these videos. The more people that get to see them, the more people can improve their leadership skills. So thank you very much, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.